I should say Lambert looking out to the top left and seeing nothing is a bit of a lie. Not a lie, an overstatement. He does see something, just not in the close proximity. He sees something far away. And Redain and Sajar, as you guys make your rounds around, he does call your guys' attention, swapping places with the two of you, because he's not sure if the watchtower is sturdy enough, given the time and wear on it, to support 3 people's worth of weight on it. So he tucks down as you guys step up and take a look at what he spotted in the distance. You guys see out in the distance a large, bright fire out to... it technically would be northwest, more north than west, though. It's not a wildfire, I should say that. It's not causing any of the nearby vegetation to catch with it. It would basically look like a big pyre that you would say, like, I don't know, Burning Man or some shit. Like some really large, orchestrated fire that plumes up into the night sky very, very obviously. It definitely is an eye catcher in the night. But it doesn't cause a wildfire, so no concern about the landscape getting devastated or anything like that. I would reckon it would be about a mile and a half, maybe a bit less than that away.
How long ago do you think that started?
It got only about 30 minutes ago. Started small, grew greater and greater. Now, he just gestures in the direction. You can see how great it has grown.
The enlighteners, I suppose.
I would assume.
That is my initial thought, but does it ring any other bells to you?
Lambert shakes his head.
Would it be possible to get any idea of it with a check, like inside investigation?
Well, what are you trying to determine of it, I would say, is the question.
What's around it? Is it done so in a specific way, a specific area? Does it look ritualistic with what little I can see of it? Is it look like they're like something you'd have at a feast, or is it far too tall for that? Does it seem to serve any practical purpose other than light? Or perhaps it might be being used for other reasons, maybe even something arcane.
Okay, I think those are some very good questions. Which one's better for you? I assume you're roping in Sajar to help you with this, because he is also of a knowledgeable mind on the world. I assume.
Every head, anyone. Lambert, Sajar, Oriana, if she's sneaking by at this present moment.
You guys don't know. Yeah, you guys don't know, and given that I don't think you guys make your rounds to the top where Oriana and Silas are, that you might spot that they're absent.
I have no reason to check either.
Yeah, so yeah, you don't even know Oriana's gone. That being said, I'll do this because that is some very pointed questioning. Can the two of you, Sajar and Redain, roll me either your investigation or perception, both of you with advantage? And then from there, we'll move on to perception. I don't know your stats. Fair enough.
Same.
And then from there, you would get guidance for this because Lambert's in on the equation, so to speak. Nat 20, nice. Nice.
And a 4 on top of that.
Nice. Just roll good, though. Okay. Then, with that, can the two of you now roll me insight or religion? Also with advantage. And for Redain, I'm just going to say your DC is like at a -5 because of that fucking awesome roll. Not bad. Honestly, not bad. Trying to read. Okay, alright. Jesus Christ, alright. And don't forget the guidance on that one. Oh, the other one was a nat 1. Advantage, baby. Well, there's are nat 1. 26 is still pretty solid. As you guys stand at the top of this watchtower, trying to peer through, well, the darkness, it is grown so large. Either the place nearby has been cleared out. Well, obviously it's been cleared out because no wildfire is catching. But the light from it actually sort of... Well, it's like light pollution of a city. Not to the same, obviously, scale, but the magnitude is pushing that sort of similarity. Like, it's illuminating ever so slightly through the trees, to the point where if you guys were to see silhouettes in the tree line, you would very easily spot such. Given, well, there's a bright fucking line on the other side of it. What its intent is... You guys don't know the religious trappings of the Enlighteners. That being said, people that call themselves the Enlighteners, you think there's probably some theme or aesthetic amongst it. From how it's orchestrated and the... How to say? The width, I guess, is the best way to start it. It reminds you of like a siege. Trying to cook people out. Or, I guess in this case, smoke them out, depending. Whether or not you need this much fire to produce enough smoke to smoke out a place, that's a different story, but they might just be arsonists. You don't think it's for any feasting, celebratory reason, but it might be a call to arms. Like a better version of the siege on Winterfell in Game of Thrones last season. A better version of that. Just kidding. Anything's a better version of that.
They didn't put their siege weaponry outside their walls.
Yeah, which is the dumbest. What a tragedy of an ending. Anyways. That being said, I can only begin peppering you guys with details. Are there any specific questions? Any other additional questions that you guys want answered in that regard? Because you guys roll pretty well.
One that I'm going to ask Sajar that you're probably going to have to answer.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how D&D is at times.
The kobolds that were going to the meeting, which way did they head?
Oh, well, I think you guys can answer that yourselves. If you can't, then just let me know.
West, I believe.
It wouldn't coincide with that way, though, correct?
No. Their way, their pathing, their AI pathing, was predominantly west until they hit more hilly, mountainous regions, which is better for a kobold, and they're digging. And then they'll be going more north than west, right? So they're basically be trying to hit the foot of the Margin Claw mountain range, and then they'll be curving along it north.
Gotcha. Okay.
Versus
so
you guys are much more just north than that, so the pathing doesn't align.
Okay. Good.
So no, you don't think it's a kobold, although you know if the boomer got amazing powers, you know this would be a hell of a way to show him off.
So my thought wasn't kobolds. My thought it's someone trying to smoke them out of their tunnels.
Mayhaps. But you don't think that a fire of this magnitude, because you saw how small the kobold tunnel is. It's a tunnel meant to single file kobolds. You don't think a fire this massive would be anywhere necessary to smoke out kobolds. Like that, you guys could do that with the firewood you have currently. Like, you don't need something like that in the distance. Unless you get a kick out of it, which is fair.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. Let's see what else.
Well, whoever is lighting that fire is making a statement to everything in this vicinity that they don't give a shit that we know that they're there.
That's a very good point. Especially with the things Kasai has told us are out here.
Declaration, provocation.
And provocations are exactly what we're trying to ignore right now.
Indeed.
Good work, Lambert. If there's anything else you see, whistle to us. Let us know.
He shows off the whistle that he just keeps in his hand, just ready to go. It's like, so he doesn't have to pull it out and then whistle it. He just has it. That and one of the hooded lanterns. Everyone watch. You guys swap places with him. He goes back to his post, and you guys go back to your patrol routine. And about 30 or so minutes pass. The fire, Lambert keeps you guys informed on it as you guys make your circuit around to him. He says a little bit ago, 15 minutes maybe, the fire just died. Not to the point where it's gone. He can still see some lingering flickers of it, but it's at basically like a fifth of its original magnitude. Like it got squelched.
How long ago did you say that was?
That was about from when you guys left in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. How long would it have been since he had saw it in the first place?
45 minutes. Thereabout. And he says it wasn't like a gradual decrease of it either. It's not like the thing started cindering down. No, like it's like putting like a big fan to a candle or something, right? Just like obviously it's not extinguished, but it's definitely lessened now.
What do you know about ritual casting?
I know it depends on the type of magic being performed. Ritual casting of a clerical sort, stuff I employ, is a communion of sorts, a lesser one, with the gods employing them. Druids, he looks towards Kasai's direction, try to impart power with nature to get results. I'm afraid I'm less informed on he looks at Sajar, the more sorcerous forms of magic. But wizards and sorcerers I know have a similar facet. Just where they draw their power from, instead of the divine or nature, they get it from within or without.
Not.
Do you think that was some sort of ritual?
It would dramatically increase the time if what we saw is about an hour. And there's a possibility that that's on the table.
So, I guess 15 minutes from now would be the greatest determiner, and then see if it grows again. Another ritual.
That would be a good. He just sort of thinks what could possibly be worth casting for that long a time in this area.
Well, magic could be its own purpose. Keeping a fire that large, burning for that long, requires an absurd amount of fuel.
So maybe the caster lost focus and keeping it going, maybe.
Perhaps.
Possible.
Maybe it wasn't an invitation at all. Maybe it was a ward.
A ward Sunday. Now.
He just listens really intently.
Intently for what? I should ask. If anything.
If he hears any trailing sounds, from a mile and a half, it'd be hard to hear much. But in the coldest, darkest silence, something might carry.
Roll me your perception. $15. You carried on the wind almost. Hear shouting. It's not a shouting you are drastically familiar with. But it's a shouting that you've gotten a taste for before. In a very slight similarity, it reminds you of when the storm that rolled over and past and through Vedoklet your guys' starting town when all the action was kicked up so instantaneously, and all the guards on the fortifications mustered in hurried manner. This carries that same hurried note, although this is much more chaotic. Whereas the guards in town had a very clear series, chain of command, I guess you call it, voices broadcasting instructions, locations, what to do. This has that chaotic sense of people trying to get instructions, deliver instructions, shout over one another, stuff like that. It's much more chaotic.
Which might just be a difference in Nevros versus Provincial, but also might indicate that they're actively being overran.
Could be. Hearing Redain, or hearing O talk about the wind, rather, am I able to pick any sort of stray arcana in the air? Like any hint of...
Roll me Arcana. Roll me Arcana. And, hey, Garth, why don't you roll me your perception? Just saying.
Just for fun.
18 Arcana. There is some latent magic that sort of flex away from that direction. Nice, that one, nice list of crits. There is magic in the air, but it's fading. By the time it even gets to you, it's on its way out. Its last moments. $18. Your draconic lineage has not lineage, connection. Dragons and giants are immensely physical beings that have deep connections with the elements, and that sort of connection imparts to you. This magic in the air is natural. Not in the way of like magic as a naturally occurring thing like a place of power, but natural in the sense of it's elemental.
Yeah, as opposed to divine or
as opposed to divine or sorceress or
yeah.
stuff like that. This would be more natural, more druidic, I guess you call it.
Hmm. Yeah, I would relay that to Redain and Lambert.
Let's see. Have you ever ran into the Nevros in this area? Have any of them made it to where you've been?
Lambert just immediately starts shaking his head. The Nevros tribe has crossed down south through the hollow field in a decade. We are at the edges of their terrain now, though. The woodlands, the forests, the places where our group can hide, out of range of our artillery. Well out of range. So yeah, in terms of the hollow field, you guys are... imagine like a gradient of growth. One side is nothingness. The other side actually has verdancy. You guys are getting towards the verdant side of the hollow fields. So this is the edge. You guys are at the precipice.
Mm-hmm.
As
Right.
evidenced by the literal Nevros tribe you guys ran into with good old Redwood.
Okay.
Regardless, the provinces don't have much jurisdiction out here to regulate anything. As long as the tribes don't come south for attack, siege, or skirmish, then that is the peace held.
It's not about a regulation. It's if this is familiar.
He shakes his head. Not to me. Unfortunately. Well, he catches himself. Fortunately.
Sijar, what are your thoughts?
Distant. I don't think I have any experience that translates into whatever might be going on out there. The heat I feel is usually from the sky, not from around me. An attack, maybe? Maybe they got the attention of whatever it was they were provoking.
I see.
A summoning, perhaps. Although that is terrifying now that I think about it. Forget I said anything.
There might be some preparations we need to make. You said it's about 1.5 miles away, correct?
There about, yes. There's... Okay. You guys are a bit of It's very, very light, but one that exists unless you guys are technically downslope of it. Like, how to describe it? Here, I'll move us to this sketch spot. If you guys were on your own hill, which is how this place gets its name, it is on a hill which is only ever so slightly higher than you. It's still relatively level with you, but it is technically higher than you. As the place goes steeper and steeper in that direction. Before it plateaus out again.
Is there anything... Let's see. How... You can march 4 miles in an hour, correct?
Oh god, the travel charts, I don't know. Let me double check.
I think that's about right. If you're on a forced march.
I don't recall, and honestly, I don't trust 100% D&D's travel charts, anyways. I use like a different one.
What would Dane know then?
Let's see. I had a travel chart. Where'd it go? All right, we'll have to use 5 or D&Ds for the time being. So let's see. In a day, normal pace is 24 miles, in an hour is 3. Assuming you're a 30-foot speeded creature. So standard. Yes.
And it takes 10 to don. Okay, got it. And it takes 10 to don heavy.
Yes. God. Yes, 10 to don heavy, yes. Yes. We had this discussion last week.
And we... Is there anything I could think of that would be... That just looking out and having them look as well. Is there anything I can see that might be an indicator of about that distance? So that would be, what? About 0.6 miles out?
I think with the perception checks you guys rolled, you guys can probably confirm, yeah. That is correct.
Can you work on the office so we can watch TV from?
But yeah, any point that I could see, I could realistically see if it was covered, right? Like if someone walked in front of it or was marching through there, it would be covered.
Like vision capacity? Or visual capacity?
Correct.
Given that the fire's not gone yet, it's definitely cindered down a bit, but it's not gone yet, so it is providing enough literal backlighting through from that side of the tree line to your guys' side of the tree line that if you got, I think given if like a large number of people, or even any number of people that weren't trying to be particularly sneaky deaky about it, would just say they're fucking hugging the ground, they would be backlit. So as a result, you guys will be able to keep tabs decently easily from people leaving the tree line and on their approach to you.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's all we need. Just time to get armored.
Yeah, and then they'd have to clear the distance from the tree line to you guys, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
If I put my hand to the ground,
That'll
do I
work.
feel any vibrations?
None.
Okay.
No, there's not people right there about to charge you. No.
I was more thinking giant.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
Good point.
It is not. There are no vibrations that might indicate massive movements.
Oh, relief.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. So, what I would do is let everyone on watch know, as well as to tell the rest, that we should start getting all the firewood we can and making a barrier with it.
Where you got a barricade?
As much around an arc of that direction we can. So not barricade like, haha, no one can ever pass this, but enough that we could light it on fire and people wouldn't want to go through it.
You could line this, the top left entrance, and make like a literal firewall if that is what your objective is.
Yeah, except one spot in the middle.
Except
so
one
we can
spot in the middle.
funnel them through.
This can be done. Let me just set up a little line here. So there is a pit that does surround the palisade, so I'm gonna avoid that for the time being. As I do like that.
Can the jug produce grease, or is it only oil?
It can only produce oil.
Produce wine.
What's the difference between grease and oil?
Do you have access to your computer right now?
I do. Grease is
All right, take a look at it.
hydrogenated, actually. So it will.
I'll increase your vision to like an additional 50 feet. There you go. So this is what the line I have right now is.
Yeah, as long as we have something we can funnel. That's all I'm looking for. If something comes, we can funnel them to an easily holdable point.
Roger. Get back down there. I might change the setup to be an actual funnel then.
Let's see. So we would have what is it? 4 is beer. I don't think beer is flammable
Yeah, no, not really. It doesn't have enough
because
proof.
it's mostly water.
Yeah, doesn't have the proofing for it. That being said, as you guys basically round Vaso up, Vaso wakes up Zal, and Zal's like, someone watch it. Wake up. Come on. Oh, big boy lifting. All right, baby boy, let's go. Yeah, between Vaso and Zal, they begin setting up to the parameters you're requesting. Lambert isn't going to pitch in, he's going to keep an eye out. For obvious security reasons. As you're like halfway through setting up, you guys begin hearing the sounds of gunshots. North. Direct north. Not in the direction of the fire. At least not exact, well, not even close exact direction. The sound of gunshots.
Okay.
It's not like a volley fire cacophony of them. It's more of a like 4, 6, maybe 6
do they
gunshots.
sound like they're coming from the same area, or do they sound like they're trailing a direction?
They all happen in a very rapid series, like
Okay, gotcha.
time.
Just a volley.
So yeah, more or less a volley, just not like a volley. It's not a single instance volley of 6. It's more of a like 2, then 1, and then another 2, and then another 1, and so on and like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Lambert reports that they were from due north, but in the time it took for him to literally look over, like nothing to be pinpointed. About a mile out, you would reckon, although he's not.
Right.
He's not a firearms expert.
Hard to place.
Yeah, especially given like a so sudden short notice on it. That being said, I'm gonna roll something for Vaso and Zal as they are setting up quick burn fortifications. Hey, yeah. All right, Zal, you tried your best. All right, Vaso, you tried your best.
They are the unloved children today.
They are the unloved children.
What? They'll catch anything egregious.
They'll catch anything egregious. Actually, I'm trying to think. I guess if they went this way. I'll give advantage to Vaso. I'll give advantage to Vaso. Alright, well that was fucking shit. 4, baby, 4! Alright, fair enough. They continue setting up the fortifications. And eventually they do finish out. And then they enter back into the palisade, the interior. Zal doesn't go back to sleep, given the you guys inform him what's going on. But you can tell that he's like in and out of being awake and not awake. Also doesn't go back to his original bottom right watchtower post. But he does sit ready in the middle near where Slack is here. So he could see out this gate, the bottom gate, the top right gate, and the top left gate from the same spot. Albeit in certain angles, but nonetheless he can still see them.
Gotcha. Okay.
In the meantime,
see the wood and you will have light.
Good. I'm not a fan of fighting in the dark. You two are on circuit, and we'll do this. Can the two of you roll me your perception again, and then can you roll one for Fang with advantage? Although it's not technically not Fang doing the sniffing. This one would be for Pick. Oh, the nat 20! That's persuasion, by the way.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Holy shit!
I thought we both did it.
No, just him. Oh my god, that's another nat 20. Okay.
It would be one lower.
It would be what?
Do you want me to re-roll it?
How many? What's the difference?
+3 for persuasion, +2 for perception.
Okay, so one less.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you'll be at 20 flat. So actually, you wouldn't have guidance. Just be your as rolls. So okay. Redane, you hear something outside the walls, the north side of it. I would say you all hear with these rolls, actually. You all hear, the three of you that rolled all hear the sounds of something, a series of somethings outside the northern wall, the topmost northern wall. It doesn't sound like it does sound like movement, but not movements of a person. It sounds like fabric. With a nat 20 and all these really high rolls, like a flag, a banner, a standard, like that sort of thick textile that's been weather treated and stuff like that.
Right.
And you hear it from two different spots. But they are both still on the northernmost wall of this place you guys are in. And
Okay.
with these rolls as well, there's some other things you guys take note of. This is called a hollow field for a reason. It means there's very little, nothing out here. And you guys had, don't get me wrong, you guys didn't have the best lay of the land. You guys just arrived here before you guys start setting up, but you guys have a decent visual sense of what's nearby. You note that there is now some extra odds and ends and bits out there in the darkness. It's much more obvious on the northwestern side because there's literally a fucking backlight fire around the distance, which is smoldering even further and further down now. But it does also appear on your guys' northeastern direction, the eastern wrapping around south direction, and so on. What looks to be shrubbery, bushes of some sort, that were not there when you guys, well, were tucking down at earlier. Sunset was a long time ago, but you guys do know that there is more or less nothing out here. Nothing at least so verdant and obvious.
How close is it?
These bushes appear to... they vary 90 feet or so. They're that close.
Someone's stealthing.
Cesar, you can put the light out that you cast, right?
I can.
He pulls out an arrow. I think it's time to light it up.
Light, cantrip.
He will shoot it next to that bush, slightly to one side and slightly behind it if he can.
Okay. Make me an attack roll. So, you're not really trying to hit anything, but 10 is all I need to know. You knock and loose the bow. Zal, who's next, is like, what are you doing? Something happened. He gets up. That's not a good sign.
Right as he's about to shoot it, he just says, "Watch if there's any movement at all."
He looks out. You land the arrow behind the bush, as it were. Pick a direction. Top left, top right, or down?
Let's go with top left.
Top left? You see illuminate a number of humanoid figures. Not particularly armored, unless you count the woven furs adorning them as armor. Not leather, by the way. They're not treated furs, they're just furs. You see 3 people sort of squat to the ground, almost like Point Splinter Cell, crouched and hidden. And as you illuminate, well, them, they just stand up. They just stand up and shout something in Nevros, which you guys understand. It's a rather simple word. It means charge.
Oh boy!
Whistles.
Oh no!
Whistles.
Whistle.
And I would
No.
look over to whoever is over by the thing. Light it up.
What do you guys have for light? I wonder. I wonder. Let's see. Well, Lambert has... He has a lantern, which I'll say gives off a... Does a hooded lantern... Or not, the bullseye lantern give off immediate forms of light, or no?
You can light it.
Or is it only like one
press
directional
the
light?
invitation.
I think you can open it to make it go all ways.
Okay, and then it'll just be 20 and 20, I assume.
Let me double check. But mostly, I want them to try to light the barricade we put up.
Zal is on it, boss. Zal is on it.
Oh no, it doesn't say you can. I thought it could. I was wrong. It's just 60-foot cone.
Well, that's stupid. I'm changing it right now. So I will put, because there's a handy dandy tool for this now, which Rule 20 put in. Haha, light.
Most importantly, Crash, when the light was sailed and we saw them, were their eyes reflected like an animal's would be?
Yes, they were.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yep, we need to get it bright.
Why is this lighting like this? Why is there like a
I don't
few
know,
that
it's super
can't
weird.
be? There's nothing blocking this. There's nothing. What? Sorry.
Just put me in the funnel and set me on fire.
Alright, so I will give you guys a choice. You guys have people. You guys are sort of surrounded. 90 feet away. I will give you your choice. I know time-wise it makes less sense, but I'll put it on you guys. I'll narrative it up. I'll let you guys either put on your armor, or you guys can get one round of attacks for free. Those of you that have armor. Those of you that don't wear armor, you can laugh at everyone else. I'm well aware medium armor takes like a minute to put on, and one round is not 1 minute, but I'll let you
Well,
rather have
do
that.
you know what the beautiful thing is?
So,
Voss was up. Lambert's up.
yes, the people that wear medium armor are up, but there are some of you that are lighties, I think. So, actually, wait, no, isn't wearing
Sleeping late.
You could just shit you were. Well, the question: does everyone sleep in late?
It's
Which
basically
is actually a long-term plan Retain has to make sure everyone has armor that can downgrade to light.
You all wake
it's
up,
more a
yes,
question of
and I.
medium and heavy. Who has that?
I have medium, but I'm already wearing it.
Vaso and Lambert wear
I
medium,
have
and they're already
no.
awake.
I don't know what I have.
think I'm light.
I believe it's studded. Yeah, I believe you're studded.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you are light, otherwise are unarmed. Or unarmored.
Yeah, I'm light armor, so would I be able to sleep
Yeah.
in that then?
Sure.
You can,
Oh, who
you can
died?
swag out in your light.
Yeah, it's Sonya.
Hey. Oh,
So
sorry.
I think the rule is you can sleep in light, no consequence. You can sleep in medium, but you have to roll for exhaustion. Heavy, you can't long rest.
Yeah, it'd be very uncomfortable.
I think I changed it a bit, but I'm not going to get too far into it. I can determine it later. You guys are able to rest in your armor. We'll say that.
Yeah, the people in heavy are already in it, so they're vibing.
Let's go.
So,
I have two quick questions.
yes.
I know I've already asked this before, but I forget the answer. Do I still have aid, or does that go away?
By this point, I don't think you guys would have it anymore. It's like, it's I think
And-
around this point, like 1 a.m., pushing towards 2.
And
Yeah,
we
I
have
would-
not had a long rest, right? So everything stays the same.
No one has had any long rest yet. No one has had enough time to. I'll say Deet has because she was resting earlier and didn't finish that out. But so yeah, not that
Wow.
matters much because Dorky's not here. But hey,
What about inspiring leader temp HP?
I assume you guys just have that all the time. As soon as you guys have 10 minutes of free time.
Yeah, if you hadn't long rested yet, you still have it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, how much was that then?
8.
8.
So
Thank
now
you.
I'm going to get some logistics out of the way while we have a nice deafening silence in the background. To those of you that have taken a trip to the Nightmare Imperium, you guys have the fun term I like to call violent cognitive dissonance.
Ah.
My
As
favorite.
you guys stir into action at the drop of a hat, like a proper Minuteman from the Revolutionary era, you guys get struck with a vision, a flashback, a premonition. Whereas now you're sitting in a dimly lit camp that's about to go to, well, all hell. You guys are at another camp. No horses, no wolves. There's different people around you, relatively similar. Well, not similar. There's like fucking 14 of you with the vagrants. Like 7 or so, 8 or so, thereabout. All cozy, comfy around a campfire, and there's a man standing next to the campfire with a very wide, brandished, charming smile that says he'll keep watch for the evening. And like a fast-forwarded videotape, you guys tucker down and go to bed. But then, as you guys are trying to go to bed, if you ever closed your eyes while in front of a bright light, imagine that, because that's exactly what happens. You try to go to sleep, but there's a bright light too close to you, and you open your eyes to exactly that, a bright, burning fire. To Sajar and Redane, it looks remarkably similar. But then, like a camera shot from a movie, your vision gets pulled back and out. You even see some vague recollection of yourself, this out-of-body experience, as your perspectives, all of you, get pulled up and out to someone beholding a looking glass, a looking mirror, however you want to call it, a crystal ball of sorts, although it's not a ball, it's a much more flat surface. Before everything goes dark, and you guys come back to yourselves. Scrying glass, that's a good way of putting it. Who knows what it is? For purposes of this oncoming fight, remember those spells you guys picked?
Mm-hmm.
You have access to them for this fight and 2 third-level spell slots in accordance with it.
Hey.
To the half-caster ranger, Anushka, you have 1 second-level spell slot.
Hey.
To you, as well as the other martial person here, Oriana, you have extra attack.
Yo.
To Deet, she gets uncanny dodge and 1 additional sneak attack die. Kasai and Lambert also have their own spells and spell slots. Amber gets nothing.
I have a question.
You get
Yes.
nothing.
Is
Oh,
my
good day.
warlock spells that I get for short rest count as third level?
They do not.
Cool. I just have 2 besides the point.
You guys have 2 besides that, yes.
Cool.
You guys are not
And I would
5th level.
assume-
You guys are not properly 5th level.
I
Not
would assume that I
properly.
would have 2 slots, not spell points worth.
I will give you 2 spell points worth, so you have fun divvying that out however you so see fit. Just overload yourself for the time being.
Did
Yeah,
you say this
say-
was just for the upcoming fight, yeah? And then it goes
For
back
this
to...
fight, yes. And maybe
Oh,
what happens thereafter, we'll see. We'll see. So,
Oh, well, I picked wrong.
allow me to put that on the field for you guys, and I will also ask one thing. So, given that you guys don't apparently need to put on armor, good on you guys. You guys will get quote unquote a surprise, or it's not really a surprise. You guys really only have 1 quadrant of targets, which is the top left group. One other thing I would ask is, do you guys try to light this place up? Because as Vaso has pointed out in the past, fighting in the dark is hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if that has to be
Yeah.
the action I take.
Well, I'm wondering what sources of light you guys have, because obviously the source of light you guys have might be much more efficient or non-efficient depending on what it actually is.
I will cast light on an object worn by someone next to me. Any sort of usable sword,
Oh!
shield.
Here's
Wait, here's something.
Alchemist fire in the bag of holding.
I just realized. I think I'm going to change one of the spells Kasai took for her thing. I gave her Dispel Magic and Revivify.
Daylight?
Daylight.
Oh, I was going to use.
You guys don't have diamonds for Revivify anyways, right? So.
We do have diamonds for Revivify. We got a few.
Then be sure to toss them Lambert's direction in case you guys need it.
I was going to say I could use Major Image to maybe make a lot of campfires.
You could
But
do
I
that.
don't
It's
know
up to you.
I don't know if it creates. Would it create enough light?
That's a good question. That's actually look at Major.
20-foot cube. So probably not large enough.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be enough to encompass a whole camp because like the 20-foot cube is like the central part of camp, like here.
But
Yeah.
So I don't
still
think
hit
I
the
don't.
spot.
It hit up a lot of it, but I'd rather use an NPC as a tool to make your guys' experience more enjoyable. I'll just say Kasai grabs Daylight because that's totally on brand. Come on.
Fair.
Especially after she just, told us.
The whole
Yeah, I told you all our secrets yet. Don't worry. So, let's see. Let me grab the Fire Nation symbol. I mean, the totally nondescript non-branded fire symbol.
There's no war embossing say. There's no fire symbol in this game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that is a 60 and 60. All right, so that basically just lights up the
What?
whole damn map, I think, except outside the walls, which you guys can see.
Would the people getting woken up have like disadvantage on initiative rolls?
No,
Don't say
because you guys have a round to like get up, and
Okay.
initiative isn't about like how fast you can get up. If anything, you guys would have. The game incorporates this. You guys are all prone because you're asleep. Unless you guys sleep standing up, in which case we have to have a talk because that's not really healthy. So yeah, the game already had bouncy for us, so don't worry. That being said, feel free to roll your initiatives while I set up music.
I'm not gonna
That was
forget to
fun.
click my token. I'm not gonna forget to click my token.
Good on you.
Good job.
Good on you.
I don't believe
I
you.
really hope you do. I really hope you do. I'm not gonna
was
lie.
Oh,
There it
there's
this
one.
close. I was this
Okay.
close.
Oh, there's
Interesting.
the other one.
Oh my
My
god.
internet
Also
just
bad at
decided to
life.
kick out.
It's a good start. It's a good
Your
start.
internet
guys.
just decided to. Oh no.
Sure did.
Oh,
Guess who's going on their phone's Wi-Fi?
Let's go. Alright, so
Let's
Ambush.
see.
who rolled 76 last time? I just want to have a talk.
Wouldn't you like know what?
I didn't.
Joke's on you, computer. Joke's on you.
I will ask. Do you guys want Kasai to cast daylight on the ground of the camp, or do you want to put above the camp? Because I think she could just pick a point, right? So it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be on an object.
Would it make a difference?
If you
Yeah.
puts it up in the air, you guys will be broadcasting your location even more so. But you guys will be able to see more around you guys.
Right. But they
I would
have
take.
dark vision anyways.
Yeah, I'll take them knowing where we are, personally.
And a bunch of people
I
already
feel
know
like they
where
kind of already
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
then
I
that's
feel like
fine.
we'll take over before
Then
we
here,
get-
allow me to just. Yeah, I'll just do this for you guys.
Just let us
Oh,
see.
no.
Okay.
I just turned off
Hey.
dynamic lighting. Easy call today.
Here's the thing. Maybe great grandpa will see it and hopefully they'll pop in. I don't know. It's a vain hope. It's a vain hope.
Maybe. I don't know.
Grandpa, help!
Grandpa.
Alright, this is feel free to take a 5-minute break because it takes me a little bit to set up anyways.
Oh god, I
Alright.
stopped the recording.